You probably clicked into this video to find out if it's cheaper to build your own teardrop trailer or not. And the answer, in short, I think it is. At least 7 years ago when we built this teardrop trailer, it was cheaper, but I'm not sure about now. But I'm going to show you how we built this teardrop trailer, me and my son. He came to me one day and said, I want to build a teardrop trailer. And this is what he wanted to build. It's right here under cover right now. But I'm going to take off the cover and I'm going to give you a tour and try to explain how we built this whole teardrop trailer. And I'll throw in pictures too, because 6-7 years ago I didn't even know how to make a video. So I'll throw in some pictures so you can get a good understanding of what we did. Now when my son came to me, I thought, he's joshing, he's pulling my leg, but he was not. And so he was passionate. So I'll tell you right now, if you're passionate about something, the talent, you can set that aside because your passion will get you through it. All right, so let me get this tarp off and show you what we built, and then I'll walk you through it. So when my son came to me and asked me if we could build a trailer, I was like, I don't know. I know how to build a house. I don't know how to build a trailer, but we could try. I worked on some trailers with my mom because she bought a used trailer, a used RV, a big one, and it was a fire burnout. And we helped try to fix that. So I have a little experience in repairing damaged trailers, but I never built one from ground up. So we did it together, not knowing what the hell we were doing. So with his research and my tools, this is what we did. Just so you know, if you look on YouTube, there's a lot of teardrop trailers, the traditional rounded style. And maybe it probably would have been easier to build that rounded style because the molding and trim is easier to find than the stuff that we thought we may need. So let's take a look at the outside and I'll explain to you what I can from the outside, then we'll go on the inside and open everything up. It is all aluminum diamond plate. This stuff is costly. These trailer parts, the doors, were the most costly parts of them all. The doors and the windows and the diamond plate. So this started out as a utility trailer, 5x8. And that's what we started out with. Those cheap trailers, you can get them at Harbor Freight, I believe. This box right here, I need to get the keys, I'll open it up. But first right here, so this is the shape that he wanted. Okay, and we have plans to put a little bigger tires on there. I had a buddy, Carlos. If he sees this, thank you, Carlos. Carlos made this for us, this rack, because this whole front end of this trailer is really, really small. It's not built for all this stuff. But I found this box. We put this box on here. It's aluminum diamond tie box as well. Let me get the keys to unlock this and show you. All right, so here's the battery compartment. Let's see what we got in here. So we ended up putting this jack, mounting this jack to the inside of the box and the frame, and then we use a drill. You could use the handle right here to raise and lower it, or you could take this off and use an attachment for your drill as well. So here's the battery case, and the wires go down through the box and underneath the trailer. That battery is no good. We need a new battery. But this works out for storage and for the battery, and it locks up. That works out nicely. So we have these are all 12-volt lights on the outside. So this is wired for 12 volt and 110. We'll show you that when we get inside. You have an outlet down here somewhere. There we go. I put it in. I don't know how to open it. These fenders are not steps, but we do want to put bigger wheels and a heavier duty fender so you could step on it. And maybe a rack up top. The light took a little damage. So that's what she looks like from the outside. So we started out with the frame, the utility frame, and then we put plywood on the frame. Then we sealed the bottom of the plywood, then I just framed the walls. I put the 2x4s on edge so we have as much room as possible, because 5 foot by 8 foot on the inside gets small real fast. So we wanted to have 6 feet of leg room on the bed. So those were our concerns the whole time, the inside dimensions as we were building. So we started this piece right here. We started out with 2 pieces of birch plywood because we didn't know. We thought we may finish this with epoxy or polyurethane at first, but we kept changing. Well, my son had a different vision as we kept going, so that we ended up with the diamond plate. But 3/4 inch plywood is the wall, and then the fronts are just stick framed together as we went. And I'll put some pictures up and show you what I'm talking about. So let's open up the door and show you the inside. So like I said before, these doors were very costly. These were around $600 a piece for each door. Well, hello. Okay, so you know the trailer's 5 feet wide. This has ended up being a full-size bed, the one that comes in the box. You just unfold it, or the plastic. So that's what we did here. So it sleeps 2 pretty comfortably. So let me bring you on inside and show you what it looks like. Okay, here's the electrical cabinet. We wired it for 110, and there's the breaker for 110, the 12 volt wiring. And my son ran all the 12 volt wiring, and it goes up in through the roof, and it runs across the roof and then out to the battery. So that's the electrical box. So I'm 5'8", barely, probably. So if my head, let's see, my feet are all the way down at the bottom. Yeah, 8 inches or so. So it's pretty comfortable. Works. We did have, originally we had a slide out tray right here, but it was too close to the knees, so he took it out. All right, so that kind of does. Oh, let me show you the blinds right here. Like this. It's kind of nice. Simple pull down. Just push up. This actually has a fan also, and it also turns, opens. It's nice. We'll air it out for a little bit. We got a light up here. No power right now. Now these windows, when we put these windows in, we did have some leaks. Because when you set windows, they have to be waterproof. So we did fix them, and I'll show you where it was leaking. All right, the back latches, I have it like this, and we just lock it on each side. One there, and one here. Let me show you how this thing opens. Okay, there we go. So I'll put some pictures up here But all I did on the hatch was take 3/4 inch plywood and cut this shape right here. So I cut, I think, 4 or 5 of these pieces right here. And then I just put them together, blocked it, and just pieced it together. So right now, we took out the shelves and the counter, and we're coming up with the plan that he wants to work better with the pass-through and whatever's going to work back here in the kitchen. So right here is just storage, and this one holds the camp stove, and then you just put this up here and put the stove on top there, and this one holds the Yeti style cooler to keep your stuff cold for several days, and that all goes back underneath the counter. So we got power over there, 110, and that's connected to the power when you hook up, and it's all connected inside the little electrical panel here. And all the wires, the 110 wires, come up here, and they're underneath, they're inside the roof, and I'll show you pictures of that. And they go down to the box. The most challenging thing on this whole teardrop build were these gas struts. This was about our 3rd or 4th pair, trying to get the right size and the angle. That was very difficult. I don't know how we did it. We just we kept moving it back and forth to get the right angle, the right dimension. So when you close it, it's not too tight. It springs back on you or doesn't break the shock. Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on with gas struts or gas shocks, whatever they're called. I wish I had an expert gas shock dealer handy when we were buying these, but we finally got through it. There's a couple of videos out there with charts and angles, and we used that and it was helpful, but it was not exact. So in here, I built out the edge right here, the 2x2 for backing. Some of that's hollow in there, and then we put other backing in there. So there's only so many spots where you could put screws to solid wood. So keep that in mind when you're building. So this is a solid panel here, the 3/4 inch. So I know you're always good there. So we had to keep adjusting these brackets to get this right for this thing to come down and close just right. Oh, I hit the stand. Let me get it. But we did it after, I don't know, probably 100 different times of trying. So now it closes pretty good. It's not under a bunch of stress. It actually is going up by itself. You got the light back here and the 110 back here. So that kind of does it back here for the galley. See this J metal right here? We built some side tables to hook on. Let me show you how they hook on. All right, so my son made these panels for each side of his trailer, and one has a hole in it for the sink, and the other one is just a table. And it hooks on with this J metal right here, right here. My son has PVC legs that hook right here. See in those spots right there? They hook right there. Table on this side, a table, and a sink on the other side. So we used a heavy silicone type sealant underneath the metal that's made for aluminum stripping and to attach the aluminum diamond plate. So the water leaks came from right here. So we took the window out and just recocked it, because remember, a glass window is only as good as its seal, no matter if it's in your home or in your trailer. Custom handles just made out of some aluminum 90. So the big challenge, one of the big challenges here was waterproofing everything. Now, I was telling you earlier, parts are hard to find for your teardrop trailers. So since we didn't go round the oval look, right? He wanted this square 45 look. We had to come up with our own molding, and no one makes it. And I'm not a welder. I don't know how to weld. I wish I did. That's one thing I need to learn next. So that's why we went with the 90, everything aluminum and stainless steel screws, which are a pain in the butt because you have one time to get them in there right. So, and this right here is a piano hinge. This hinge right here is made for teardrop trailers. It goes all the way down. And getting all this waterproofing was tough, but all you have to remember, which way does water flow? Just think about that when you're sealing stuff up. Just overlap it properly so water can't go up in. Does that make sense? Like if you're like those shingles up on that house right there. Shingles are overlapped, so the water goes down, right? Just like shingles. Sometimes you have to overlap the metal. This is overlapping this. This is overlapping this. And then there's silicone under all of this. So right here, we got them as tight as we could because we didn't weld them or fill them in with anything. So they're not perfect, but just with a skill saw and a chop saw is what we cut with these with. It's beautiful out here. Here's how we got the electrical from the roof, inside the roof, to the hatch right here. We just made sure there was enough room here for it to flex when it opens and closes. There you go. I know I probably forgot a lot of things. I just wanted to run through the trailer to give you an idea that what you can do by yourself if you have the desire and the passion to do it. So the total numbers on this teardrop trailer build, my son let me know it was between $5,500 and $6,000. And at that time, the trailers were going anywhere from $7,000 to $12,000. And that's about similar what they're running now. But you have to remember, there's no toilet in here, and there's a lot of features that's how they charge trailers, right? Based on all the features. So my son has about $6,000 into this teardrop build. Was it worth it? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. My son thinks it was worth it. It's bought, it's paid for, it's a done deal. But was it cheaper? So that's what we got done. And I was shocked, actually. Is it the best? No. Is it the worst? Absolutely not. It's a solid trailer built by two guys that didn't know what they were doing. And it worked out all right. So was it cheaper? My son spent $6,000 on this build. So it was cheaper. But that's up to you to decide if you already have tools and you're ready to go and start building. But you could do it for a lot cheaper than this. This diamond plate was very expensive. And I cut a couple pieces that I had to rebuy at like $200 a sheet. So, you know, and that wasn't included in the $6,000. So if you had any more questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. And I promise you, I'll get back to every single question that you ask me. The last time I was up here at the cabin, I wanted to get this video done for you. But instead, I was over here replacing hot water heaters. So if you need a hot water heater replaced, I do that too. but normally we just do woodworking and DIY stuff on this channel. So if you want to see more updates on this teardrop trailer build, let me know in the comments, and we could do that because we're all over the place on this channel. Let me know, keep me focused, what you want to see on this channel. Until next time, bye for now.